All right, we should be good to go.
Hey guys, welcome to the Team Powered by Awesome call. It is April 12th. I'm excited to have all you guys here, and we have guest speaker Amanda Noddings, who Amanda is a rock star. She started about, oh my gosh, it was just a year ago, because I remember Tanya was headed on the cruise last year, and Amanda had just started. She took off even though her coach was unreachable in the middle of, gosh, were they Mexico last year on that cruise?
Florida.
Yeah. And then she used the team page. She just had no excuses and she went for it. She actually hit diamond in 69 days. She has been a Success Club 10 earner every month of her business. So that meant she was a success starter. She earned her free summit ticket. She is now a Success Club 10 All-Star, which she looked it up. There's only 180 of those out of 286,000 coaches. So that's a huge deal. That takes a lot of dedication. In her personal journey, she was also a challenge winner. She was a daily and a monthly challenge winner. So in her transformation, Amanda, correct me if I'm wrong, 60 pounds lost?
75.
75 pounds lost, which is phenomenal. And she's won $1,500 and a lot of shirts for that too. Her current elite ranking has her in the top 1% of the company, which is absolutely so cool. Her team is team driven. She's also under Team 360 and a co-coach with me, which is fabulous. She also is on her way in 2 days. She earned the free trip to Cancun. So she's headed there. She's about to rock a bikini that I can't wait for. She also earned the free Team 360 Team Rock Hard Body beach trip last year, which was another promotion for hitting I think it was rank-based last year. Diamond, yeah. And just was a really cool experience. I remember watching her post through that. So that said, I am so excited to have Amanda on our call, and I'm just going to turn it over.
Thank you. Hi. You said you were going to come up with some stuff, and I'd like blushing now, and my face is all hot. So, hi, that's a lot. It sounds like when you say it that way, but it's really only been a year. And it's kind of crazy because, like she said, my coach was on this trip that I'm about to go on to in 2 days. She was on last year. Her family went to the Disney cruise in Florida. That's Tanya. And, I didn't have any intentions of working the business. And then 2 days later, before my stuff even came, I went Emerald and signed up someone. And I was like, well, I better sign up my husband then because I'm going to sign someone else up. And I just went for it. And we couldn't afford it at the time. I put my challenge back on a credit card and I signed my husband up without talking to him, which was another mistake I made. But I just went for it and I just confessed it to him when he got home from work and told him, I swear I'm going to, find a way to pay for this by the end of the month. And I did. And my first full month in the business was this time last year was April. And I hit SC22 that month. And I also earned success starters under my husband, I'd like to point out, and got his ticket to Summit free also. So that was good. So you'll have to excuse me if I cough or anything. I have a cold. I'm fighting off, but I'm glad I got it a week before this trip, not after. I wanted to say something quick about that. I didn't even put myself on the list till July. Tanya told me to, and I was like, there's no way, I can't do it. I'm too new. Even if I did do it, we couldn't afford it, blah, 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 blah. And then they send you emails. And so in July, I started looking at how many Success Club points I had, and I realized that if you hit SC10, you get $10 towards a trip. And if you hit SC5, you get $5. And I had hit SC10 in April and May and June, and I was like, okay, I'm at 57 points total, just under me. And I was like, that's $570. I'm halfway to paying for that trip. And so then that became a huge goal of mine, because one of the things when I signed up that really motivated me was these kind of vacations my family has never taken and we can't afford. And we still, this is a struggle for me to go now. It's a push a little bit, because we just bought a new home. And so we've basically doubled our financial commitment over what we had last year. We've literally doubled it. So, but the reason we are still able to maintain that is because of this business. So just let you know what's possible. I mean, that's huge. When I started this business, I only had one credit card. One, it was a secured credit card where you send them $200 and they give you a $200 credit card. It was to rebuild our credit because we had terrible credit because we were idiots in our 20s. And that is all we had. I couldn't even qualify for a department store credit card. So to think that now I'm living in this beautiful home. Here's my pretty bedroom. Ooh. And, it's a push, but we're going for it. We were saving for this home for a long time, and Beachbody's definitely helped. I make my monthly mortgage with Beachbody easily every month. And I have done, if you average out, even from the beginning of my business till now, I've made the mortgage payment every month enough to cover that. So that's pretty exciting. So whenever I think, oh, I haven't made that much or I'm not making that much, I have to remind myself that I'm making plenty because I've paid our mortgage. I've paid off our debt. I've paid off my car, and I managed to put enough away in savings to make the down payment on this house, all with Beachbody. So that's pretty amazing. But that's not the point of the call, but that's just to let you know what you can do. Of course, you have to be smart about other things, like not spending it all that you make, but that's a whole different story. So Sarah asked me to talk about inviting tonight, so that's what I'm going to do. Let me adjust this a little because I feel like I'm weirdly positioned. So I just kind of have a couple notes and I'll tear through, and then you can ask me questions if you have them. And I have a couple things on my screen I can show you too that might help. So anyway, nobody wants to be like a slimy salesperson. And if anyone ever says like they don't want to be in sales, I didn't want to be in sales. The closest to being sales I've ever been was being a bartender and selling booze, and who can't do that? So I mean, I don't have any experience in this, and I don't have any background in this. I'm a CNA, a nursing assistant at the local hospital, full-time during the week. I have 2 kids. They are 4 and 1.5. Olivia and Elijah. If you've ever seen my Facebook page, you probably know exactly what they look like. And so I definitely didn't get into this to sell anything. And I actually didn't even do it to get a discount on Shakeology like a lot of people do, because I did the first half of my transformation without Shakeology, just doing Insanity. Never used D&E. I never used anything. I just started working out and trying to figure it out on my own without a coach or anything. I was a free lead for my coach, Tanya, and she just kept kind of trying to follow up with me, and I kept ignoring her. So anyway, hi, I see Aubrey's son. Hi. Anyway, so my best advice, the first thing I want to talk about is being a product of the product. Okay, so I'll show you my notes. I'll just flip it around and show you this. I drew this little circle. I don't know if you can see this. It says be a product of the product, and it has an arrow down to belief, and then an arrow back up in a circle. And that is how I think of this. If you are a product of the product, you can share that on your Facebook page, and you can sprinkle that in here and there that you're doing your workout or drinking your Shakeology, or maybe you're going out to dinner and you're going to use your coaching earnings to do that this week or whatever. And then all the other things that are important to your life, sprinkle it all in so that it's all you, but be a product of the product. And if you're honestly doing that and being yourself, then you've got that part. So then by doing that and by consistently doing that, you will develop belief. And there's 3 levels of belief. This is something our upline coach, Bob Lucido, talks about all the time. And I totally believe this. The first one is belief in yourself. The second one is belief in the products. And the third one is belief in this company. And when you master all 3, I think that's when you can do this in your sleep as far as inviting people. Not that, you're going to be a 15-star diamond in your sleep, because obviously I'm not either. It still takes work, but it makes it so that when you talk about it, you're so much more comfortable with it. So if you're a product of the product and you're drinking your Shakeology every day and you're doing your workouts and you just share that as you go along here and there, whether it's talking to people in person or on your Facebook, then you are going to start believing that they work because you're going to start seeing results, right? You're following your nutrition, drinking your water, you're posting in your challenge group, you're doing your workout every day, and you're going to start seeing results, which then gives you more belief. And as you do that, you're having belief in yourself and you're getting your confidence, right? You're reading your personal development and you're continuing to be a product of the product. And next thing you know, you're starting to develop belief in the products because now you know they work. And now you know you can do it. Now you're seeing results. So you're believing in yourself and you're believing in the products. And as you consistently do this, you start to get results in your business. And that's when you start believing in the company. And I think that for anyone to say that they just woke up and do all three is kind of a lie. If they are, then I think they're just maybe kind of blind or foolish because you should make an educated decision about everything, right? So if you just blindly walk to follow somebody and just do whatever they say and you don't believe in it, people are going to pick up on that and you probably aren't thinking things through and really digesting them. So if you're really like me where you're analyzing it and you're like, okay, I'm doing Insanity every day and I'm doing this workout plan. And in the first round of Insanity, I lost 35 pounds, right? And I didn't follow any nutrition plan or have Shakeology. So, and I was 4 weeks postpartum. And I was 232 pounds before I got pregnant. Okay. So that's not baby weight. It was like just weight. There's no way to call it anything else. Like people say, oh, of course you lost some weight easy. It was baby weight. I was like, really? Because I lost back to where I started. I think when I started Insanity, I was 223. So from when I had Elijah, I lost 9 whole pounds that I didn't have before the baby. You know what I mean? So I started to believe like these workouts work. Of course they work because I'm on the couch having a heart attack, right? But they work. And I go on my Facebook and I posted a sweaty picture and I was like, I did Insanity and at 0 likes, like, right? Like 0 likes. And day 2, I did it again. 0 likes. 0 comments. Nobody said nothing. Nobody said, way to go, good job. Nobody said anything. But I kind of put it out there on purpose to hold myself accountable, right? And this is like pre-coaching because isn't that why we coach, some of us too? Or one of that, I wouldn't say it's why I coach, but I'd say it's an added benefit. Because I know I have to be a person of integrity. And so I have to say what I'm really doing. And so I'm sharing that I'm working out. And I'm not going to just sit on my couch eating potato chips and say, oh, just finished my workout. You know, I'm going to be honest and say what I'm doing. So posting those things, I mean, I was terrifying. I was waiting for negative comments and they never came, but neither did anything positive. So, you know, don't be discouraged by that because if you're waiting for someone else to validate you, it's probably not going to happen. It'll happen later when you least expect it and you get a message from some challenger that just blows your mind or somebody that you helped or even maybe a coach above you that you helped. But that's when you'll get the validation and those warm, fuzzy, wonderful feelings. But in the beginning, it's hard because it's not an instant reward thing. But as you're posting those things, you start to develop that belief in yourself. And then, in turn, you believe in the products and yourself, and you start to see the rewards, and you start to believe in the company because you see that it's a company with integrity. So I just think that that's the first thing is focus on being a product of product and developing that belief. And then when you talk to someone, people clearly can feel the passion in your voice. I think you can probably feel mine now. And I'm a pretty monotone talker, but I'm just like all about like this subject. So if you ask somebody to talk about something they love, they just are going to be able to share it. And that's one of the reasons why talking to someone in person or getting on the phone is always great because they can hear that. They can see it in your face. So don't be afraid to push out of your comfort zone, but that's the first thing. Don't be slimy. Just sprinkle it in here and there and share as you go. Now, if you've been a coach a while, you probably already do that. I know I always do that. And sometimes I'll see something I post and I'll be like, what is that? That's like like you get kind of distracted and that's okay. Go back and delete it. I don't care. Or wait, and refocus and think about it and wait until you're in a good mindset and then post it, then reread it. Or you know what? Copy that post. Like sometimes if I'm not sure about something, not to overanalyze, but I'm just not sure. Sometimes I just copy it and put it in the notes and just wait a day. And if it's kind of like going shopping for something, right? I am not like a go shop for fun with no money type of person. Like that does nothing for me. I'm not a window shopper. I am a person who like goes to the store for the black shoes because I need black shoes. And I go in and I look at black shoes and then I pick black shoes and I leave with black shoes. That's me. I'm no fun to shop with. You don't want to go with me. And then I post a picture on Facebook asking which fit black shoes to buy. Okay. So I'd probably skip that step. So when you go, to the store, like here's the way I think about like a really expensive purchase. And I did this with boots in the fall and I posted that all on Facebook too, because that's who I am. They were like really expensive boots and I do not spend money on myself very well or very easily. And I think a lot of us have that problem. So that's just me being real. And I posted, I thought they're really cute. I also know that they're not something I'm going to wear 5 days a week. So it's a super big indulgence. So I left and I thought about it and I figure if I'm still thinking about it in a couple days, and it still can't stop thinking about it, and I want to do it, even though it might make me uncomfortable, probably I'll go back and get it. So if you really struggle with a post or sharing something, think about it like that. Is it going to take away from you to do it, or is it just going to make you a little uncomfortable, right? Are you adding to yourself or others, or detracting, or doing nothing, right? Is it TMI, or is it actually sharing something valuable? So the second thing I want to talk about with inviting, right? It's kind of tier one was like being a product of the product and the belief. So the second part is building the value. That is the biggest thing that I think people miss. And I want to unmute you all and ask you, but I don't want to be a jerk. What is the most valuable thing that this company sells? The most valuable product that they offer? Financially, like the most bang for your buck, most valuable product. I can tell you the top 3, and I want to know if you know them, okay? The first one is you. That's the most valuable thing Beachbody sells. You. Yes, I've said it before. You're a hooker. You're for sale. You are valuable. And when someone is signing up to coach or to be in your challenge group, they're buying you. That's the way I think about it. I don't even care if they get their program, it gets lost in the mail and their Shakeology never comes. I want them to know they got their $180 worth out of me personally in my group. And then everything else is gravy. Right? It's gravy. It's icing on the cake. And I firmly believe that I give them at least $180 worth of me every time someone signs up with me. I'm checking in with them. I'm sharing recipes with them. I'm posting in my group daily. I'm making sure that they're on track with their workouts. That's valuable. You know what you pay for a personal trainer to do that for you every day? A lot more than $180. So, or a therapist to talk to once a week, a lot more than $180 a month, I'll tell you right now. So if you think of yourself like that, those are all the hats you wear as a coach. You are a therapist. You are a friend. You are a dietitian. You are a personal trainer. You are a scheduling reminder app that says, did you do your workout this morning? You are a meal planner and a chef and a recipe maker. I mean, you're all these things all rolled into one. And if you're sharing with your group a little bit every day and on your page, sprinkling it in, like we talked about, they're getting all that value out of you. And if you ask me, that's worth the price of the challenge pack. So sell the value. The first thing that I said was that what is the most expensive product Beachbody sells is that you. The second one is the challenge group. That is super, super valuable. What you would pay to go to a meeting with a bunch of people where you can share fitness tips and work out together, let's say at the gym in a personal training environment or a group fitness class at $20 a pop once a week, you would end up spending the same amount, except you're getting it every day. It's like use it or lose it, but it's there for you. And so if you focus on that value in that challenge group just went through the roof. Okay. And then the third thing that Beachbody sells that's valuable, we're not going into on this call, but that is the coaching opportunity. Those are the 3 most valuable products, if you ask me, and the 3 most unsold. So when I talk to someone to invite, I don't talk to them about do you know what T25 is worth? Do you know that Sean T gets $2,000 to personal train someone for a week? Do you know this and that? I mean, that's a way to talk about value, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, oh my gosh, you're going to get to share recipes. I'm going to check in with you. I'm going to make sure you stay on track, but you have to do the work. I don't actually say it that way. I shouldn't have just said it that way. I don't say I'm going to make sure you're on track. I'm going to say I'm going to give you all the tools to stay on track. Okay? Because you need to put some of the responsibility in their court, or you're just signing yourself up to be like somebody's watchdog, and you don't want to be that either. It's just like with your coaches, they need to take some initiative, and same with your challengers. But I will have all the tools for success for you. I will have meal plans you can use. I will put them in the files of the group. I will check in daily. I will put something inspiration in there. And I will also have people in that group that are on the same journey you are on, doing the same thing with the same thoughts and the same struggles and the same problems. And they're all going to be in that group with you. And that is super valuable. So there's that. Build the value before you start trying to sell someone. So I have an example here. So I'm going to turn on my screen sharing just to show you, and we'll kind of dial this down a little bit, hopefully. I'm burping up oatmeal banana cookies that I just made. So excuse me, they were delicious twice. Okay, let's see if the screen sharing will go on. So what I'm going to show you is I'm going to talk about, let's say you reach out to invite someone, or they reach back out to you. Share screen. Yes, my desktop. And what do you do if they ask you about another product, right? Can you guys see my screen? Yeah, nod, yeah, okay. So this is an example. Oh no, don't reload it. Okay. Okay, so I don't know if you can see it or not, but I'll read it to you. But that way, if you watch this later, you can see it. So this girl messaged me. Actually, she was in my free clean eating group. Let's see, 311. It ended in the first week of March, so I sent her a follow-up 311. Hey, just wanted to touch base with you and say thank you again for taking part in the clean eating group. I hope you gained a little value from it, either in seeing the recipes or the tips, learning some new tips and recipes. It was great to have you in the group. I'd love to hear what your favorite part was so I can improve it for next time. Please let me know if there's ever any questions I can answer for you, or if you want to move on to one of my spring fitness and accountability groups. I hope you have an amazing day. Now, I don't know if that's a good follow-up or not, because she didn't say anything back, but I did ask her a question, and I did touch base with her after the group ended, because she hadn't reached out to me about joining the next group. And I did reiterate that I gave her value. I hope you got something valuable. I hope you got some recipes. I hope you got some good tips. I am not working for free, people, right? But I am, right? So I have to remind them that basically they got something valuable from me. So anyway, here she is a month later, exactly, just messaged me, yesterday? Today? I don't know, 4/11, whenever that is. And she says, hey, Amanda, I just love all your positive posts. I was wondering about Shakeology and how it works. Is it like isogenics? Thank you. I'm at work in the middle of my shift. I can't really talk to you right now. So I said, thank you. And then I had to come back in 10 minutes, and I wrestle off and do some work and come back so I can buy a few minutes to talk to her. And I said, I absolutely love Shakeology. I've never tried isogenics or any other brands. They've never had enough of a selling point to them to make it worth it to me. So I did not talk trash about isogenics, but I dissed them at the same time. Does that make sense? I just kind of did a backhanded compliment type of thing. And I just said, I've never tried anything else because nothing really sounded worth it to me to try. They never sounded good enough. So I just told her, I don't know about that, but what I do know is this. Remember that phrase. I don't know about that, but I do know about this. So in other words, this is how I said that. None of them really sucked me in before. I didn't just want a weight loss shake. Another diss. Boom. It's just a weight loss shake. Now I've told her, A, that Shakeology is not a weight loss shake, and B, that I didn't want something like that. So now I'm building the value of Shakeology kind of backhanded way. Does that make sense? Because I just said I didn't want just another weight loss shake, right? That's like every Tom, Dick, and Harry. You can find those everywhere. So that's not what I wanted. It's not enough for me. So I wanted my results to be the result of a healthy lifestyle and not a gimmick. So that was kind of the spiel I said back. And that's just kind of how I handle it when someone asks me about another product. And believe it or not, because I turned it around on him and turned it on his head and just talked about Shakeology, they never asked me anything else about Isogenics. I mean, she never brings it up again. After that, I said what it did for me was, and this is a little more than I would normally say at once. Normally I'd try and like have a little more back and forth, but like I said, I was at work, so I was trying to slam out a message or two while I had time. So I said what it did for me was that Shakeology is just total nutrition. It has over 70 superfoods, all organic, non-GMO, gluten-free, whole food source. The quality is just incomparable. My immune system rocks. My digestive system works better than ever. And I just know if nothing else I eat that day is any good, this stuff is. So that's kind of how I feel about it. Even if my whole day goes to crap, I got that in this morning. So, hey, I did something right. I'm all about like, yay, I did one thing right today. So that's kind of how I feel about my workouts and everything else. Like, well, at least I had my shake today. At least I got my workout done, even if I went to work and ate some chocolate. So for me, like that's building the value right there. It has all these superfoods. It's all whole food source, and it's just incomparable. And then I said what it did for me. My immune system rocks. My digestive system works better. And there are lots of things it's done for me, but I kind of gear it towards the person. And since I didn't know yet and didn't have time to kind of ask her at this point what she's looking for, then I just kind of geared towards general things. Now, so as I scroll down, I said, sorry, kind of passionate about it. So that was kind of my disclaimer for kind of vomiting a whole bunch real quick. Because I was like, just sorry, I get really excited because it's fucking awesome. So, oh, excuse me. There goes my mouth. There's always got to be one swear word to call. So anyway, she says, no, this is great. Is there a site I can look it up? I just came across about the fact that you can get it in Canada, not a lot about the product itself. Well, I totally forgot or didn't know that she was in Canada because she's just someone who responded on my like page 2 months ago to go in my free and clean eating group, and I haven't talked to her since, right? So I didn't have time to do any recon. So now I'm like, bam, she's in Canada. What's available in Canada? Shakeology, 3-day refresh, and it's new to them. So here's what she asked. And people always want to answer their questions. Maybe this is not so much about inviting as to how to like go through the whole invitation process, but I think people get sucked in by their questions. So you got to try and lead the conversation a little bit. And so she says to me, is there, and there's some common mistakes people make. She said, is there a site I can look up and that I can read more about it? Of course you can, right? And she might be shutting me down. This might be the end. Just give me some information. So I'm going to get in what I can real quick before I send her on her way. And so I said, of course. And she wants to know about the product itself. So I said, Beachbody launched in Canada with the 3-day refresh and coaching also now. So now I've kind of planted the seed about coaching. So that's available too, because I don't know which way this is going. I said, it's exciting. The best deals on Shakeology is supposed to be is always to order a challenge pack. It's always a great way to start. Do you want to watch a video? Do you want a video to watch on Shakeology or any more info? So this is where I'm asking her if I can send her a video. Okay. That's called a third-party tool, right? And we have them in our online office. And if you don't know where they are, you need to use them. And I save them in my, oh shoot, that's what she was saying by. I save them in my links, or if I've sent an email, I can go in my email program and search real quick from my phone. So that's what I did for her. I know I have sent a million emails to people, especially in the beginning when I was emailing a lot more. And I had one that has a Tony Horton video and one that has this and one that has that. So she said, sure, a video would be great. And I said, okay. So Shakeology just had independent clinical testing done on it the last couple of years. The results came out a couple months ago. What I love about this is that it's not required. So most companies won't put their product under the microscope like that. This video is about the results. And then I gave her the link. So I didn't know what she exactly was looking for, but the 100 doctors say is really long, and I don't want her to get bored. I don't want to just give her a website address, because if people were good at following through, then they wouldn't need us as coaches in the first place. If you hand someone your website address or your card and you walk off, that's probably the last thing you'll ever hear. And if you just tell them to go to your website or send them your website, guess what they're going to go do? Buy it off Amazon. So, you got to kind of direct people a little better. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I've actually had people get upset with me afterwards because they didn't realize that I could have got credit for it, and they feel bad. Like, oh, if I'd have known you were going to get credit for it. Or they'll say, how can I buy this so I get credit off it? And it's always a light bulb moment for me when someone says something like that, because I'm like, oh yeah, people don't know that they just went through my website and I got something out of it, or that that's an option. So, this way, here's the video, and it's linked through my office, and it will steer her towards, if she watches it and at the end clicks buy Shakeology, I'm getting credit for it. I might have missed a challenge pack sale, but she got her Shakeology through me. I'd prefer to send her more links and direct her more, but I don't know at what point this person is going to say, I'm done talking to you. And so I'm just trying to do the best I can. And sometimes they'll talk to you for the next day, and sometimes they don't. And that, you just don't know what you're going to get sometimes. So I always try and steer it towards my page, keep it as condensed, give them the answers they're asking for. Okay, so let's go. I know I'm dragging on longer than I wanted to. She said, do they taste good? LOL. What is the monthly cost? Are they safe for kids? I have a very picky 12-year-old. Okay, that's a lot of questions, right? And most coaches are going to hear that and go, what is the monthly cost? Bing, 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 alert. She asked what the cost is. Oh my gosh, and I'm just like, okay, there's 4 questions to choose from. So I'm starting with, yes, I drank it while nursing my 1.5-year-old, and my kids drink it now, but they don't have any allergies. I just put that in there just because, you never know if someone's kid has 50 allergies. I just don't want to say a blanket statement like, yes, your kid can drink it. So I just say, yeah, my kids drink it now, and I drank it while I was nursing them, but nursing Elijah, because I did. I said, I'm addicted to the chocolate personally. I love it, and I blend it with peanut butter and half a banana if I want to make a full breakfast out of it. So good. A breakfast. So now I've answered, right? What were her questions? Are they safe for kids? I said, yes, they are for my kids. I didn't say, yes, your kids can drink it. Okay. Do they taste good? I answered with how I like it and that I think it's good, right? So I answered that question. I didn't say that's a dumb question because taste is subjective and what I like you might not like and vice versa. Or, well, I don't know. Do you like chocolate? Because I do. Just don't make it complicated. I said, I love the chocolate. Sometimes I want to put a banana in it and some peanut butter. That's my favorite. Sometimes I don't. So there I go. Okay. So then notice I answered all the questions, but I missed one. What does it cost? Somehow I just missed that. I don't know how that happened. Anyway, then I'm like, okay, now is my chance to build value on Shakeology, okay? Because she wants to get to the nitty-gritty, to the price, so I better start telling her why it's worth something, okay? The best way to start on Shakeology is with a challenge pack. They include absolutely everything you need for success. The whole combination of fitness with a workout program of your choice, nutrition with Shakeology plus a nutrition plan, and support. Your coach, me. And I always say, me, woo! Like, yeah, you're lucky. So I don't just say, and you get a coach. Because guess what? They're not getting just any coach. They're getting me. So I say, and your coach, me. Yeah, like, hell yeah, you're getting an awesome coach. And my awesome challenge group, right? That's what I said to her. And I pretty much say some version of this to almost everyone. I have a longer version that breaks it down more, but this was just off the cuff at work, and I wanted to make it quick. So look at what she said after that. So what is the cost? Well, I'm not going to ignore her. Hi, Johnny, forever, because I just think that's rude. And I do like to answer people's questions when they ask. So I just kind of let it go for a minute so I could build the value real quick. But I would never ignore it again, because I think that if you just ignore someone and keep talking about other stuff, I'm going to be like, hello, how much does it cost? And if you won't tell me that, then what are you trying to hide, right? So I didn't do that. I just answered the first questions first, and then I did a quick build value right here, just a quick one. And then she said, so what does it cost? And if she hadn't said anything back before I could do it, then I would have told her the cost. So what I said is, well, it depends on what challenge pack you choose. For instance, the 21-day fix program is popular for the nutrition plan. So the challenge pack that's on special comes with, what am I doing? Building more value, right? I said the challenge pack, and normally I would try and figure out which one they want, but she's asking me what it costs. So instead of answering back with, well, what's your goals? Well, what program would be best for you? Well, let's talk about that. I'm getting the feeling, I'm listening. Okay. And I'm getting the feeling that she wants to know the cost, and I don't want to just keep putting her off and I think that's slimy and skeezy, and it makes me think you're hiding something. So I did stick that value paragraph in, and now I'm going to tell her what it costs. But before I do, I'm going to rebuild the value. So I said, 21 Day Fix is a program that's has a popular nutrition plan. So the challenge pack that's on special comes with the nutrition program, the color-coded containers, plus the workouts. They're different every day, so you don't get bored. There's upper, lower, Pilates, cardio, etc. And they're only a half hour each, which I like for us busy women, right? Because now I know she's a mom. So guess what? All moms are busy women. I don't care who you are. So that was a safe bet to say, and I'm building the value because the workouts are short, because it comes with the nutrition plan, because it comes with Shakeology. It also comes with, I say, a month's supply of Shakeology in any flavor, because when you add that, that builds the value right there. And blah, 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 blah. So you get that awesome nutrition every morning and a Shakeology shaker to go with it, and your online membership, and your coach, me. Again, I'm like, yeah, me, you get me, remember? Me. Don't forget to build the value of you. And then I say at the very end, the entire challenge pack, okay, is $160. So I answered her question in that 2 little short paragraphs. I didn't avoid this question again, what is the cost? I answered it. I'm pointing at the screen like you can see what I'm pointing at. This question, what is the cost? There you go. I built the value real quick, but I made sure the last thing I said was the cost, right? And I don't feel apologetic about it. You know why? Because I have belief in the product, belief in myself and my value, okay, and belief in the company. So right there, I feel like that is worth a lot of money. And when I started, I felt like, how am I going to ask people to spend this much money? That's how I felt. I never feel that way anymore. I don't. So that just shows you in a year's time, like how comfortable you can get with the value of something. And look at what she said. That sounds good, really. You're damn right it does. So that's the way I invite someone, respond to these messages, and build some value. I think I have just a couple other things open I was going to show you. So let's see. I need to kind of minimize this. I'll try and make this really wrap it up because I know we're coming up on 7:15 here. So that 45 minutes is creeping up. So, okay. So I had this window. Oh, you can see right here. Look at, I've got an audiobook open for free YouTube that I'm in the middle of the slide edge. So yes, it's real. Yes, I do personal development. And actually I'm doing this with my team 15 minutes a day. So there you go. So here was that conversation. I showed you that. So let's go ahead and close that. That'll help. Here's my online office. I want to show you real quick. News and training. Training. This is where you can find the invite process. The 5-step invite process is in here. Excuse me. The video links that you might want to use. Those are all in here. Also, sales and marketing. Down here you have product training guides. Those are more like written information, but marketing tools, there's videos. Or just Google it. That's where I get my links. And then I go in my online office and find the video I like once I found it on YouTube. I find the version that works that's a link to my page, and I always use that link if at all possible. Okay, so anyway, so that was just to show you that, right? Let's see. Oops. Oh, please don't open apps. I did not mean that. Never know what that'll do to my computer. Of course it did. Let's just close that. Okay, so here's team driven page, my team page, and I just want to show you. This is a beautiful example of some crappy inviting I did. Okay, and it's May 27th of last year, obviously. So I was a pretty brand new coach. This lady was on her fitness journey. She still is, and I still watch her posts, and she's still inspiring, but I kind of screwed it up. Look at what I put. Hey, I've been following your posts, and I think it's awesome that you're on your way to a healthier you. She said, thanks. I'm one of those whose weight fluctuates, and I finally made the decision of no more. Here's what I responded with. Do you have a plan? You should consider joining one of my challenge groups. You idiot, because you don't have a plan, huh? I know you don't. Do you have a plan? Tell me what it is. I want to hear. So I read this now and it makes me cringe because I really think that it was pretty damn terrible. But, I was a new coach and I didn't know any better. And I was probably, look at May 27th, I was probably trying to hit Success Club. I probably had 3 days left. I was getting a little bit nervous, desperate for some points, and I made a poor choice. And when I look at it now, I can go, oh my God, do you have a plan? Why don't I help you? Because I know you're going to fail without me. I mean, there's just so many negative connotations that are unsaid there, depending on the mindset of the person who's listening to it. And you don't know what they're thinking. She might have very well read that and been like, oh my God, I'm so glad you said that. I need a plan. She might have, but probably not. She might have said any of the other things I said. So I posted this in my team page just to show people something stupid I did, because I will always share with my coaches my own mistakes and maybe they can learn more from it. So there is Lila's message. We still talk occasionally here and now, but she's doing a different program here a year later and very successful at it. And maybe she could have been on my program. So I still follow her. I still support her. I still send her great messages, but I wish I had snagged her then. So that is something not to do. You should join my challenge group. Want to join? No, don't do that. Okay, so here in the comments of this post for my team, I also wrote, let me minimize you guys again. I wrote, this is an example of someone who tried to approach me about her business opportunity. It was clear to me she did not care who I was, know me, etc. I did not answer her, and honestly, I was insulted. This is what not to do, in my opinion. And I posted a picture. This lady sent me a message, okay? And it says, so I was just looking at your profile and thinking that you would be an amazing addition to our Roden and Fields team if you're interested in learning about being a part of a truly amazing product line that supports women and helps them become financially independent or just add an income, because who couldn't use that? Please join us at our open house on May 20th, location to be announced. If not, that's totally fine, but I just thought you would be able to kill it. By the way, your training progress is inspiring me. Keep it up. So she did look at my page for a second at the end, but she sent me a copy and pasted message. I know damn well I've never talked to her once. That was the first message she's ever sent me. And it was just a copy and paste. She said, now some things are okay about this. I like how she said that at the end. By the way, I love your, keep it up. I do that. I add a little something after my invite at the end. But she said, I think you would be an amazing addition to our Roden and Fields team. And you know what I'm thinking? Really? Me? Why? What about me says anything about Roden and Fields? What is Roden and Fields? Aren't they the people who make Proactive? I think so, but I'm not sure. Are they a skincare product? Why would I be good at Roden and Fields? Is that Fields? Is it farming? What? I don't know. So moving on, because I don't even know what she's talking about, okay? And I don't even know why she thinks I'd be good at it. Maybe she'd say, I love your posts and you have a really active social media page. And I know you're a busy mom and things are always tight when you have a couple kids. And this is an awesome way to make extra money. I would have probably perked up at that. Extra money? I could use extra money. Or we are a skincare company. Maybe you've heard of us. We do Proactive, but they have a whole bunch of other stuff. And you have amazing skin. And I think that every time I see one of your pictures, I would have been like, so flattered. Well, thank you. I do have amazing skin. Do you know I don't even wear makeup? I was like, that would have made me feel good. Then I would go, okay, it's a skincare company. Oh, and she thinks I'd be good at it because I have good skin. But no, she didn't say that. She just said this verbal diarrhea, and I have no idea what it means or how it applies to me. So that's just an example of someone else being an idiot. That's not me. Because always I like to put up examples of people being idiots, and it's always me. So this time I thought I'd share someone else. Let's see the next one. Here's one I put in Team 360. You might have seen it back in February. As promised, a totally old what not to say picture for you to see. Look, this was a basic invite I sent someone. Hi, Tabitha. Do you know about Beachbody programs? They're workouts you can do from home. I run accountability groups on Facebook. That's where you check in every day, and I coach you along the way on your journey. I'm walking proof it works, 70 pounds down. Then when she didn't respond, I thought, okay, I'll send her a couple pictures. Bam, bam. Yeah, I look good. See, it works. Well, maybe that would be good at some point, but it's kind of desperate. Do you see? And I also point out the date, February 9th. This is almost like almost at my 1 year anniversary. This is not that long ago, 2 months ago. It just goes to show you that when you stop like focusing and you're in a bad place and you're trying to, this is a result, honestly, of someone asking me to hammer out a certain amount of invites that I didn't feel comfortable doing. And I desperately was trying to hit a quota. And that I have found personally for me doesn't work, because this is the kind of crap I come up with because I want something I can send to 20 people. So although it is good to push yourself to invite, make sure you're being your authentic self. It doesn't mean that you can't do the same thing to everyone or tailor it a little bit, but use a kind of the same message. But for me, it doesn't work. And that might be take more time to do it my way. But this is what I get when I mean, this is, God, I'm so ashamed of this. It was February. It was just a couple months ago. What the hell was I doing? And it's the 9th. I can't say I'm desperate for Success Club points, right? No, because I probably was already at Success Club 15 and being fucking greedy. So, I just, excuse my mouth, but it's just like, why would I do that? Okay, here's the keys that show you this is a bad invitation. Did I ask her a question besides any question at all? Yes. I said, do you know about Beachbody programs? Then I said a whole bunch of other stuff, so I didn't give her a chance to answer. Did I ask her why I was asking her that? Did I tell her, say anything personal about her? Did I say, hi, I just looked at this on your page. It's so fun to, whatever, or I haven't talked to you in a while? No, I just kind of came out with this, and I always tell people, think of a Facebook message like a real conversation, and I'll tell you, hi, Patty. We're almost done, but, I'm rambling as usual. Think of this like a Facebook conversation that you would have in real life. So would you walk into a party and walk right up to someone and be like, hey, have you heard about Beachbody? Blah, 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 blah. You should join, and turn and walk away. Right? Would you do that? Crickets. I sure as hell would never do that at any party I've ever been to. I might be thinking who I could talk to about it or share with what it's done with me, but I'm never going to walk up to someone and be like, hey, I'm having a challenge group. It starts April 29th. You want to join? Bye. I would not do that. So why would I do that on a message? It's the dumbest thing I've ever done. So that's why I want to share this with you, because I just think that we all make mistakes no matter where we are as coaches. And sometimes we get off course, and sometimes we stop focusing on the reality and the things we've already been taught, which I don't need to really reiterate for you, but that's, talking to someone like a person and developing a real relationship and all that. That's what you need to do. I am going to go ahead and just close that. Hi, Sarah, I'm moving you. Okay, I think that was the last one I had open to share. So anyway, Sarah did ask me to have what not to do's on here. So since I am a queen of what not to do's, because I've done them and I'm human and sometimes I make mistakes, but guess what? You'd be damn sure I didn't send that to anyone else. And it took me a long time to find that because I don't do it very often, but I knew there was some in there somewhere. And you know how I knew how I found this one? Because luckily for me, she messaged me recently and that came up, and that's how I was like, oh my God, look at the last message I sent her. So anyway, that's why I share it with you guys, just to be transparent and be myself. So just to wrap this up off my notes, I have a list of do's and don'ts. 3 do's, 3 don'ts. So do share what you are doing. If that means this is what I did today, or here's my shake, do that. Do be yourself, right? And do push outside of your comfort zone. Okay? Those are my 3 top things. So for the don'ts, they kind of correlate to that. So do share what you're doing. Don't share a stock photo. That's not what you are doing. That's a picture of a sale. Share what you are doing. The cheesiest, most marketing thing that I would do that's as close to that is holding up my shake shaker. I tend to have it in the background. I'm wearing a Shakeology shirt. I'm saying, oh my God, I'm starving. Or look, I spilled all over my shirt I did one day, but it was my Shakeology. It was on my shirt, but I didn't say Shakeology, Shakeology, Shakeology. I just said, look at what a slob I am. But it was there, sprinkled in. See, right? Sprinkle it in. And then, so do share what you are doing, but don't share stock photos. Do be yourself. Don't copy other coaches. Don't go to someone else's page and say, oh my God, Sarah did this picture of an awesome 5-mile run today. Of course, everyone wants to be on her team because she can run 5 miles. Dude, she's powered by awesome. And then I'm going to put on my running shoes and go outside and take a picture and be like, I'm going on a run, right? Because if that was a real picture, it would be me hyperventilating on the ground with like some drool and foam coming out of the side of my mouth in a really cute pair of brand new shoes. You know why? Because I never run. Okay, so keep it real and keep it you. Don't just copy someone else, right? Maybe I could do a post about running, but I would say all that stuff, right? Because that's the reality. And then the last one, I said, do push outside of your comfort zone, but I also say, don't be something you're not. Okay, so push yourself to maybe share more of yourself, to get out of your comfort zone a little bit and just keep people posted on what's real for you. Like, it wasn't comfortable for me to post last week that my marriage was having some trouble, or that I was having some personal issues. And that's hard. And I had to do it in a way that didn't violate any of my relationship or what's actually going on. That was still respectful of my husband, but just enough to say, hey, you know, I'm not perfect. My life is not perfect in roses and stars and rainbows, and I don't fart glitter. But, you know, like, it's real, and that was uncomfortable for me, right? And some people liked it and loved it and were supportive, and some people didn't. My mom called me upset. So, you know, it doesn't work for everybody, but I still feel okay with it. And if I really regret it, I'll go back and delete it. If I really thought it was a bad idea, but I tend to think about it first. And I thought it could provide enough value to people to show them that I am human too. And my relationship, although I do post that he gives me flowers once in a while, or that we made dinner, we're a happy family, it's also not perfect. I also struggle. And it takes effort, right? Like everything good. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So do push yourself outside of your comfort zone, but don't be something you're not, right? Don't post a picture of you running a marathon if you can't run around the block without having a heart attack. Okay, so that's all I have. I hope that was helpful to anybody. Oh, I also have a quick 5 tools that you could use from the office for different things that people say that I keep the links to around that you might want, just to help you real quick. Hi. Yes, you can come in. My timer is here. She says it's been an hour. Okay. Okay, so what did I have? Do they have medical problems? A great video for that is the 100 Doctors Say, because they might really want to, I'm almost done. They might really want to, thank you, Elsa. They might really be interested in what the doctors say, right? Like, that might be legitimate to them because they have a lot of medical issues and spend a lot of time with doctors. They're going to be asking their doctor about it, so that might appeal to them. If they are 22 and totally healthy as a horse, they might not care what some 40-year-old doctors say, right? So I saved that one, and that's what I kind of use it for, people with medical issues, because I think it legitimizes it for them. If they struggle with self-esteem or depression, I often use my transformation video link, right? And I have that saved because that shows my story, although it is a little long, so that's kind of risky. Who wants to listen to me all the time? Or I use the Do You Ever Feel Like This video. That's a good one for the same type of thing. If they have money objections or they have a really good sense of humor, then I use the Tony Horton video. It kind of is funny. It's quicker. It's not going to take 40 minutes to watch like the 100 Doctors Say video. So maybe that's not good for someone with a short attention span who can't even talk to you for a 2-minute conversation before they like squirrel, you know, so don't send them that, but maybe send them the 2-minute Tony Horton one. He's not bad looking. It's kind of funny. And it itemizes half the ingredients right there and also builds a value as you watch that cash register go up. You see what it's worth. So money objections, that's a good one too, or a good sense of humor. And then let's see, the one that I posted in this Teresa Paris thing that I showed you, that was the Nutrition Simplified one. That's an awesome one too. And then the one I shared in that video, that was the Shakeology clinical studies results. And I really like that one because I just think for me, for someone with like kind of an empirical data oriented personality, I like that because I want to know the facts, and I like that that's facts and data and real life information. So now that's all I have, and I'm done. So take it away, Sarah.
Quick question, Amanda. Do you have 5 minutes to answer if anybody on the call has questions?
Yes. Can I go to the bathroom while I'm doing it?
Well, I don't care.
I'm just kidding. Yes, I have time.
Okay. Aubrey or Patty, if either of you guys have questions, feel free to unmute yourself and you can ask. Or shake your head.
Patty's shaking her head, but I can't see.
Yeah, I'm like, I can't see Patty.
Yeah.
Aubrey, are you?
Sorry, my son is being insanely loud with his little friend. I don't have any questions per se, but I just love you, you know that.
Aww.
But I love that you showed all the things that you did wrong, because I swear I've done so many of those, and then I do a lot of second guessing after I send somebody an invite. I'm like, oh my gosh, maybe I said it wrong, maybe they thought this or that, and I just like make myself crazy with that kind of stuff. So I like that you put that out there. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I think like sometimes I just try and reread it real quick. I mean, usually, I'm busy. I don't have a lot of time. So I don't have time to like spend all day crafting these clever things. But I do try and like take a minute and read it and say, what would I think if someone sent this to me, right? What would like my initial reaction be? And I am like you, like I'm going to keep analyzing it. What does she mean by this? What does she do that? Try and step out of that box, or take your hat off for a minute and just read it like a person and just say, hey, do you want to join my challenge group? What the what? But like, hey, how are you doing? I saw that you've been running a lot, or you've been working on some healthy meals lately, and I wanted to know if you'd be interested in joining one of my challenge groups, because we share a lot of recipes and stuff like that in there. And it seems like something you might be interested in. That's a better way to do it, right? And there's nothing offensive about that. There's nothing insulting about, like, I noticed you and I've been paying attention to you. That's a compliment, not an insult. There's nothing insulting about saying, like, oh my gosh, like one person I told, I can't even look at your page anymore because you post so many food pictures and they're all like super bad and unhealthy, and I can't even look at your page anymore. Like I told her, it was someone I know really well, but I was just like, I said, what's going on? And actually this is kind of crazy, but her niece was kidnapped in Spokane, and it was all over the news. And I didn't know that because I had not seen her page, because I have 1,000 people on my page. So I hadn't seen that, and I felt totally stupid. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened. And I didn't want her to feel like I'm an asshole and your niece was just kidnapped and I'm going to invite you to a challenge group. So I needed to tell her, like, hey, I'm sorry, I kind of stopped looking at your page because you always post those delicious, like, crazy meals, and it makes me hungry. So I haven't seen your page in a while, And that's like, I just had to tell her the truth. Like, dude, I can't cook anything you post on your page. It's like 50-pound pot roasts and cheeseburgers. So, but yeah, I just love to be real about it and say, this is the best I got today. And you know what? To me, like that invite I showed that was terrible is worth like 10 crappy invites like that. I would rather have, oh my God, like -50 like of those to one good invite. Because the way I feel looking at it, I mean, when you look at it later or you read it, you're like, ugh. Or when you're waiting in the silence, like, why did they not respond to that? If you read it again at that moment and you can't think of anything horrible with it, then you probably didn't do anything wrong. It's just that they didn't answer you. So that's okay. But if you read it and you're like me with this one that I showed you, where you're like, oh my God, I want to stick my head in this hand. Delete. How come I can't delete that? Then it was a bad one and don't do it again. But don't overanalyze it, right? And we're human. So what do you do? Anybody?
Love it. Patty, you're unmuted. Did you have a question before we close?
Patty? Maybe she doesn't know she's unmuted.
Okay. I had one question. So it's been a year.
Uh-huh.
What would you say is your biggest key to the success in your business? The one thing.
Oh, I hate to say it because it's so generic.
Okay.
Consistency.
Yes!
Consistency. It's
I believe in too.
it's my biggest thing. On my bad days, I post. I do my workout. I maybe not on my bad days. Guess what? I don't invite people because I'm not in a good place. And I don't invite every day either. That doesn't work for me because I still struggle with my busy life. I kind of clump invites and do reach outs like on my days off when I have a couple hours. But no matter what, I've been doing my workouts. I've been drinking my Shakeology. I've been sharing about my life on my Facebook no matter what. Minimum, even on vacation, of one post a day. And I've been doing it consistently no matter what. So to me, that's the biggest key. I might not always do it right. I might do posts that people don't like. I might do posts that people do like. I might look ugly in half my pictures or have no makeup or should be sharing pictures before I was at my fitness journey. I mean, I was sharing pictures when I was 200 pounds. It doesn't matter, but I did it. And when people say, well, you lost all this weight and that's why you're successful, Amanda, I say, no, that's a cop-out that you want to use to say that I'm successful because I lost 70 pounds and you can't be because you don't have 70 pounds to lose. It's a cop-out. I'm successful because I work my butt off at it consistently. And that's what I think. If you define me as successful, then I would say that's why. Okay?
I love it.
Okay.
I love it. I agree 100%. I cannot thank you enough for your time and for sharing all this, your honesty. I absolutely appreciate it.
Thank you so much. And you
yes,
can help to Daryl by doing something nice for him because he's probably about to
yes,
pull
for
his hair
taking care of the kid. And last but not least, have a fabulous, amazing, restful time on your trip.
I can't wait. It was a pipe dream. It was a pipe dream.
It's real.
Yeah, it's real now. I can't believe it. First trip ever outside the country. So thanks to Beachbody and hard work, right?
Exactly. You did it.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you for having me. I feel really honored. It was a totally cool experience. And like I said, push yourself outside of your comfort zone, right? All right. I will get the recording of this up for you as soon as I can.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, Aubrey.